Are you creating value or unintentionally killing it? Value is a measurable benefit or meaningful outcome for your customers and their users. Now, value is not what your company claims, it's what your customers believe, feel, and defend. And when your company breaks promises around value, then trust is destroyed faster than it can be built, and recovery can take years to rebuild. Now, your company does not intentionally set out to destroy value. Of course, you believe you're doing the right things. You invest in product development, you hire more people, you add processes meant to support customers. But value rarely disappears in one dramatic moment. Value quietly erodes through well-intentioned decisions that increase effort, blur outcomes, and shift focus away from what your customers actually are trying to achieve. So let's explore 7 ways your company may be destroying value. So the first is feature fixation. And this is one of the most common ways that tech companies destroy value is by focusing on features. And internally, this may feel tangible and safe, focusing on the next release, focusing on the roadmap. Yet customers do not buy features. They buy their progress to reach their goals. They buy movement towards things that matter to them. Customer onboarding. When getting started requires excessive time, coordination, and efforts, then that early value erodes before it has ever taken hold. Time and effort costs. Now, value breaks down when the effort required from your customers to use your product is greater than what they're getting from your product. I spoke with a company whose customers regularly claimed that their product saved the customer significant time. Yet, those same customers complained that much of that free time was spent in meetings with the company's customer-facing teams. This is where the promise and the reality are misaligned and trust erodes, value erodes. Over-communicating and selling. When you bombard customers with emails, webinars, updates, and announcements, this creates noise, not value. What feels like engagement on the inside feels like interruption and distraction on the outside. When every message is framed as urgent or important, then customers stop paying attention altogether. And plus, when marketing messages and sales motions continue long after that initial contract is signed, then customers start to feel like they're transactions, not partners, and they're being pushed towards the company's next goal, next target, not their own outcomes. And the relationships become one-directional and confidence weakens. Not articulating value. A further silent value killer is failing to demonstrate and articulate value. The idea is that perception is reality if customers cannot clearly see the benefits of your solution. So especially when your product is kind of middleware or in the background, you need to be very explicit in review meetings and dashboards and reports to show results that are meaningful to the customer, not activities. Now, of course, a big value killer is poor customer experiences. Even when your product delivers great results, the customer experience shapes how those results are remembered and evaluated. Value is not just what customers achieve, it is how hard they have to work to get there. And finally, many companies treat value as a moment rather than a journey. They deliver few early wins, declare success, and then move on. Without continued reinforcement, customers hit what I call a value cliff. Momentum slows, adoption plateaus, and trust quietly erodes. So left unattended, value does not stay neutral. It might grow, but it also might shrink. Now, your sales and marketing teams work so hard to acquire customers. So don't destroy value once you get them. Value drives decisions. It generates retention, loyalty, and expansion. Value fuels revenue growth and operational efficiency. That's why value must be designed, delivered, and reinforced deliberately. It's not enough to build a strong product or to close a deal. Value lives in the day-to-day experiences of your product, working with your organization, and seeing progress towards meaningful outcomes. So the real question is simple. Are you intentionally creating value, or are you unintentionally killing it? The answer determines your company's future growth long before churn ever shows up on a dashboard. To dive deeper, read my article on value maps and let me know how I can help you with my value gap analysis.